This independent car dealership outranked national chains and grew its revenue on YouTube by 40%. If you've got a business in a similar sector like this, then watch till the end and I'll show you some strategies how you can implement it for your business. So I am going to share my screen and we are going to really dig into this one because this is a juicy one, okay? Really, really great case study. So we've got Markov Automotive, okay? They're an independent dealership, as I said. Location, Sheffield, UK. Team size, 31 people, so decent small business, okay? Now, Markov Automotive was well-stocked independent dealership specializing in performance and prestige used cars, BMWs, Mercedes, Porsches, right? And the occasional Aston Martin, right? DB9, something like that. Okay, so the owner, Nick Markov, had an excellent reputation locally, but he was invisible online, which is quite common for these legacy type businesses, okay? Now, national chains with huge SEO budgets were dominating search, and Nick was spending £6,500, by the way, a month on Auto Trader listings and Google ads, and felt like he was renting attention, okay? Something I talk about a lot, rather than owning it, okay? This is the realization businesses are getting today, 2026. Now, he wanted buyers to seek him out and not just find him in a comparison grid, which is not what you want, okay? You want active people who are looking to purchase, right? So, situation 40% revenue growth year on year. Fantastic. £6,500 monthly ad spend cut to 1,800. 3.1x website traffic increase. Perfect. And a 22% increase in the average sale price. So let's break down what they did first of all, and I'm going to share some insights on why it's important, all right? So they launched a series called Markov Picks. And again, if you keep watching some of these videos, you'll see in these case studies that these strategies might seem simple, but when companies are implementing it, it's getting them results, okay? Because it's simple things that make sense for their business and their sector. So it's an in-depth walk around, reviews of every prestige car that came onto the forecourt, not sales videos, just genuine enthusiast reviews with honest observations. Now, I'm a fan of cars, okay? I love cars. Drive a Mercedes, classic SOK, beautiful, 2007 model, black tile, spoke rims, 10-spoke rims, beautiful, right? I love watching Matt Armstrong. He's got a video that comes out today. I'll probably watch that. Shout out to Matt, right? Love cars. So when you speak to car enthusiasts and car enthusiasts show the enthusiasm for cars, it comes across fantastically. Hopefully in that little segment I just did there, you can see how excited I got when I started talking about my car, right? Because I love it, right? I love cars. Now, they created a Should You Buy One series, right? So they were starting to tap into this car culture and thinking, how can we reverse engineer this for our dealership? And it was a series covering popular models in their inventory, real talk about the running costs, common faults, what to watch for at auction, like all useful bits of information for prospective car buyers, right? And buyers trusted them more because of that. Because traditionally, garages and dealerships, I'll be honest, sometimes they're considered scumbags in the past. Right now, that's not the case because of, laws and transparency. So there's no more scumbag behavior going on in that sector. I'm sure there's a few bad apples, but that was the general consensus for a lot of garages who overcharge for basic things, okay? So buyers started to trust them more because of this type of content, this enthusiastic content they was making. They filmed a weekly just in video every Monday mornings. Every time they got new stock, they was filming what just came through. And that anticipation every Monday actually brought back repeat viewers and repeat watchers, okay? People who's wanting to see, okay, what car did they get this week? Just like how I tap into Matt Armstrong show every week because I'm like, what's the progress on the cars? I'm invested in the journey, right? And regular viewers started to call before the car actually hit Auto Trader. So this was a pivotal moment, right? This was a moment where they're getting leads before it's even hit the listing, right? In real estate, that would be an off-market deal. In this case, it's a off-market deal, but for cars instead of houses, okay? And they documented the preparation process for high-value cars, you know, what checks they had to do, mechanical checks, etc., and showing the detail of the work, right? The inspections, the investment in getting a car right before they sell it, because now there's so much scrutiny in this automotive sector where you can't just sell a car to a consumer and it break down in a week and then you don't give them the money back. Like, you cannot do that anymore. There's guardrails in place, there's things in place to protect people and protect consumers' rights, okay? And so it should be. And this justified the premium over supermarket dealers, okay? So them doing these steps was really starting to give them a competitive edge. And the results, you know, to speak for themselves. So let's break it down here. The results: monthly website unique visitors, 2,800 before YouTube. So they had a channel, but they were just getting no motion, no traffic. 12 months in, 8,700 unique website visitors, right? They had the channel, they had the site, but that's what was happening with their website. Auto Trader and Google ad spend. So they were spending, as I said at the beginning of the video, £6,500 a month on auto listings, auto trading listings, Google ads, etc. Then 12 months in, brought it down to 1,800 a month. So a considerable saving there. Inquiries per month before YouTube was 44. It went to 119 in 12 months in, okay? Average sale price then 22,400, and a slight increase to 27,300. Of course, with cars, it's not like ridiculous 60-70% margins, right? It's going to be small margins, and they have to hold a lot of stock, so you know they cannot be, you know, really heavily discounting because it's already thin margins. It costs to maintain the car, protect the car, you name it, okay? Repeat referred buyers, right? 18% before YouTube. This jump pretty much doubled to 41% 12 months in of repeat referred buyers. So that tells me that as they were doing this type of content, it was breeding this, you know, real dedicated audience and this real dedicated set of people who was like, hey, you know what, you should check these guys out because they do really great content. They show us how we work on the car. They show us everything, right? That's what people buy into. And when you have them buying into that, that's when you're starting to see these double, increase in percentages, which is fantastic for that business, right? So the breakthrough moment, and it usually is the case for many people doing enterprise YouTube, okay? And when I say enterprise YouTube, I'm talking about businesses who already was doing YouTube or are looking to start doing YouTube and integrate it into their business workflow, okay? That's what I mean by that. So the breakthrough moment was a walk around video of a rare manual Porsche 911 GT3, love that car, in an unusual spec. Reach 180,000 views in 3 weeks, which is decent, and without any paid promotion. This is another thing to keep in mind. YouTube is free, guys, right? You can upload a video, and especially when you've got inventory like that. So if you are a automotive dealership and you're struggling with things like that, I would love to jump on a call and demo the software that we use to help you do all of this YouTube digital stuff, right? This enterprise YouTube sector. So with that specific video, right, the car sold within 48 hours of listing for £500 above the asking price to a buyer who would watch 6 previous of videos from Markov, right, before calling. So he'd already watched the content. He was already sold, right? He was already like looking for something in his mind. And by the time that car came available, he was ready to jump on it, okay? That's the power of doing YouTube videos in your enterprise business. And 3 other viewers contacted Nick about future Porsche acquisition. So not only did he sell the car for £500 above asking price, he then actually got future inquiries for cars that he hasn't even got yet. So that's just created a pipeline now of buyers that you could actually nurture and speak to and send them updates. And again, if you've got the right systems in place, these particular clients won't fall through the cracks, because you're using the right software, for example, the right technology stack that can help you manage all of what's going on here, whether it is attribution, like did this video bring in the viewers, like, did they subscribe to us beforehand, not just subscribe on YouTube, but are they on our email list? Can we contact them? Did we contact them? You want to know where all of this is coming from, because when you do have these breakout moments, you can then actually repeat it and it not be a problem. right? So the bottom line here is Markov Automotive grew annual revenue by 40% in 12 months. That is fantastic. The ad spend dropped by 72%. The average sale price increased by 22% as buyers arrived pre-sold on the dealership's quality. Okay, and now Nico considers YouTube his most effective salesperson, working 24 hours a day at zero marginal cost. And this is how you got to think. I've written a white paper on this, and it's video is the next asset class, right? Marco just said the most effective salesperson working 24 hours a day, zero marginal cost. So each video is doing the work of multiple people 24 hours a day. It's racking in views, it's racking in eyeballs, it's gaining interest. People are clicking the link in the description. You've got these little mini workers working for you overtime. And that's how these things start to compound. So the more videos that you make, the more chances you've got of getting it out to that desired customer for your business. And it's going to be beneficial if you're getting eyeballs on it. And when it's free and you're pretty much doing these tasks anyway, and specifically in this case, cars are coming through, you're doing the checks, so you might as well film it. You got staff, get someone to hold an iPhone. You don't have to have some fancy camera. You could just have a phone and a decent microphone, which is always key. And again, when I speak to clients, I walk them through all of these different things, like showing you what's necessary, what isn't, what to focus on, what not to focus on, right? Luckily for you, I build the software for businesses like you, so you don't have to worry about that. All you have to do at the end of the call, if this video, caught your attention and, really started to get those cogs moving in the brain for your business, all you have to do, simply just book a demo call. We'll reach out. I'll reach out specifically, and you'll sit with me, walk through what you're doing in your business, and see how our lead software program and property first party can actually help your business, right? Your YouTube enterprise. So we'll deal with that. But you've got to look at these strategies as additional options and additional revenue streams. 72% average sale price increased by 22. Sorry, let me say that again. The ad spend dropped by 72% by using YouTube, and the average sales price increased by 22% because the buyers were already pre-sold. All right, they'd seen the content, and that is the caveat here. This is the key thing. They was already pre-sold because they saw previous content. So if this sounds something that could be applicable to your business, you've got a heavy inventory type business. It could be cars, it could be something else, it could be property, right? Doesn't really matter. It's the same principles that apply here. Click the link in the description, book a demo call, answer the questions. It'll just see if we could be a potential fit and if we can actually help, and if I can help specifically, and I'll walk you through that. So thanks for watching the video. I hope this was helpful. If you got any questions, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.